There's a new event called Upland Visitor Raids. And this is a way for new players to get supported. Also, it's a way to earn Spark. So that's kind of a win-win situation. And this is a really cool evolution of in-game events that we've seen in Upland. So introducing Chicago Visitor Raids. So how do you apply? If you are brand new to the game, if you are still a visitor, you have less than 10,000 UPX net worth, and you own a single property in Chicago, this event is for you. This is a chance for you to make really good money from having hundreds, if not thousands of people visiting your property in a single day, and you get to collect all of those visitor fees. So visitors will complete a form for a chance to be selected as one of the 10 visitors for the raid taking place in Chicago. This means that only visitors with properties in Chicago will be eligible for the visitor raid. Now, players who are sending to these properties, senders, not the visitors, the senders, send it, will have a chance to win 0.3 Spark. So, also, there's going to be 10 properties, and so they did clarify you can only earn one entry per property in the raid. So you can't keep like leaving and resending to the same property to get more entries. But there's 10 unique properties, and you can send to each of them for a chance to win Spark 10 times, essentially.
Okay. So I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm slow, so I'm going to ask some kind of elementary questions, if it's okay. So when I think of the term visitor, I think of somebody who is traveling to a destination, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to visit a property and hope to earn Spark. These visitors are going to a property to hope to get Spark, right?
Yeah, so no, this is a visitor in Upland. That's your status. Like I'm a chief executive, you're an executive, there's director. Visitor is a current
title.
Status title.
Okay, I get it.
It is kind of confusing for the sake of this blog post, right? Like,
right. For this,
that's what I said. They're really senders. Like you're, like the people are sending to those properties.
Those who do not have the title of visitor will be visiting the properties of those who are visitors.
Exactly.
That is confusing.
But I'm sure visitors can technically win the Spark too if they send to other visitors' properties.
Yeah.
So visitors and non-visitors can win Spark. However, only visitors can have their visitor status can have their property as one of the properties being visited.
Gotcha. Okay. So a visitor in Upland is the most entry level
yes,
in
less
Upland.
than 10,000 UPX net worth.
And okay, so less than 10,000 UPX per net worth. And for this particular event, these visitors need to have at least one property in Chicago.
Yes.
And so only visitors, people with that title, can apply for the raid to have their property chosen for senders to come and visit, right? And visit, not as visitors, but as senders to the property, which the senders will want to do that because by visiting the visitor's property, they will have a chance of earning Spark.
Yeah, 0.03 Spark, which is more than most events actually give.
Yeah, actually it's pretty high. And then the visitors, those with the title of visitor, whose properties are selected to be visited, they will obviously be earning UPX because people are visiting.
A lot. So they get to collect all of those visitor fees that you get to charge for properties that you own.
It's cool.
Every time someone sends to that property.
Okay.
So if you want to sign up, if you're a beginner and you have visitor status and you own one property in Chicago, here is your instruction. Go to the upland.me website, click the community tab, and click news and events. We'll actually put a link in the description as well to this sign up page. Click news and events. Go to this blog that was published on January 18th, 2022. Scroll down and click sign up now. And just like that, you can enter your Upland email, your Upland username, and the property address of the property you own in Chicago, and you can sign up. So pretty straightforward. When do you have to sign up by? Let's see. I think by Wednesday they are announcing. They said, stay tuned for updates as we announce further details. Prior to commencing the raid, winning visitors will be announced at the end of tomorrow's live auction.
Tomorrow meaning what
So
day?
this is actually, we're going to publish this tonight. At the time this is published, you actually only have a good maybe 10 hours to 12 hours to apply for this.
So it's going to be January 19th, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, the time this is published, you probably have a good 12 hours. Make sure to sign up. Hopefully we can get as many people to see this as possible, and that this will be a great event.
It will be good. Any speculation as to why they chose Chicago?
That's a good question. Chicago just recently sold out, I believe. I think there might actually still only be some FSA properties left. Let's actually check that really quick.
As you're doing that, one other question I have about these raids. So a sender, do they actually have to have their Block Explorer in Chicago?
Yes.
It's sent to that property. Okay.
Exactly.
So they have to travel to Chicago.
Unminted properties. Let's go Chicago only. And then let's do... Yeah, that's the only one we need to check. So it shows 166.
That are still
And
unminted?
they're all showing FSA true, I think.
Visitors, get in there, yo. Clean
So
up.
that's probably another purpose of the event. It's going to sell the rest of these FSA properties because players can now, who are new to the game, can hurry and go to Chicago, mint a property, and apply to be in this event and have an opportunity to make really good upics from having hundreds of people sending to your property.
Yeah, I mean, the quantity of upics that can be earned isn't necessarily significant where you're, raking in thousands or millions or whatever. But the return is so great when you're a visitor or FSA property.
And it's going to be I imagine it's going to be up to the property owner for how much they want to charge for their visitor fee, right? So even if your property gets selected, let's show an example here of how to change your fee. You can click on a property you own in Chicago and click this little 3 dots, ellipsis right here, and do set your visitor upics fee. You can do as little as 20 upics. You can do as much as 100, I think. So...
Can you imagine if it was unlimited and someone put like 10 million and you just happen to drop by there and you're like, all my upics is gone.
So honestly, I think most people have a lot of respect when people keep it as low as possible, and you end up getting more visitors that way anyway.
Sure.
Because a lot of people just refuse to send to anything but the cheapest ones.
Sure.
However, you're earning 5 times the amount at the 100. So
another question about the raid. So if I as a sender want to participate in the raid, I travel to Chicago with my Block Explorer. At some point in the game, we're going to be notified as to what properties these will be.
Which 10 properties.
Right, which 10 properties. I'm going to want to look at those 10 and decide which of those 10 I want to go to first, or can I go to all 10? Is there like a race?
No, you can pick any of them. So it's just a 24-hour period of people sending to those properties.
And can I go back and to each one over and over again to get more entries or whatever?
Nope, only one entry per property. Gotcha. So send to all. If you want to maximize your opportunity to win Spark, send to all 10 properties one time, and you will then have 10 entries to win Spark, up to 0.3 Spark if you were lucky enough to win one on each property.
If I were a visitor, meaning I held the title of visitor in the game, I would imagine there's an enterprising young visitor out there somewhere who once their property is selected as one of the 10 properties, man, I'd be on Discord. I'd be like telling everybody about my address. I'd be telling everybody about,
yeah.
like I'd be.
It's only 20 UPX.
I'd be pimping that thing. I'd be talking about. I'd be saying something like, I really want to be in this game so bad, but like I don't have the cash. Can anyone help me out? Like, I hope that people will really work this.
Yeah, only for this event though. Don't just beg when you're not
No,
selected for an event.
Sorry,
it's no fun.
I'm promoting bad behavior. My bad.
But there you have it. That is how to get involved with this new event in Upland. I think it's really exciting. I think it's a good evolution of in-game events.
Yeah.
It's one of the first ones that I've wanted to be more heavily involved in compared to most of the monthly random, like some of these leaderboards. Let's see, are these treasures? I think you can get. No, what is it? It's the leader. Like there's one for how many. What is it? I forgot. Like the Great Start Challenge is like how many people have visited your property. So they do kind of do this, but the people visiting can't win Spark. So I think this is going to be much more enticing for more people to get involved.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the cooler events that we've seen, and I
great.
hope to see them do this at least maybe once a month in a random city. It'd be really cool.
And if you are just kind of joining Upland and you're wondering the utility of Spark, we did a video recently about why Spark not only is valuable because it helps you to create structures upon your properties, but that those structures now have more meaning and more utility and more value as meta ventures become more and more ubiquitous, more and more of a reality throughout the game. Because if you want to sell something, if you want to have a business within Upland, you've got to have a building through which to sell, big enough hopefully that you can have as much merchandise as you would like to have.
And it adds a lot of value. People are already paying. Let's say you bought a property for $5. If you built the cheapest building, small townhouse on it for a really little amount of Spark, people are flipping those immediately for 50,000 UPX. No problem. So it's 10xing the value of your cheap little property almost instantly. And that doesn't have to be in a good city, a good neighborhood. That can be anywhere.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
Spark has really proven itself to be valuable, so don't miss out on this opportunity. And we'll leave it at that. So thank you so much for watching. Please give us a like. Give us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. And as always, we hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.
See you.